More migrant asylum seekers continue to arrive in Riverside County, and county officials are now calling for the federal government to intervene. Hundreds of migrants, some from as far away as India, have been dropped off in the county by Border Patrol. So what's being done about this, especially during the pandemic? I spoke with County Supervisor Manuel Perez. Supervisor Perez, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, Peter.
Riverside County has recently been helping asylum seekers who were dropped off near Blythe. Tell us about how that effort has been going.
Well, this is not the first time we've done this. We go back to 2019, in which we serviced quite a bit of individuals as well. The only difference now is COVID, which makes it quite a bit more difficult, to be honest with you. And fortunately, though, lines of communication have gotten better with Customs and Border Patrol. That's been difficult in the past, but that's essential so that we know how many folks are coming on a day-by-day basis. We've had people come from as far out as Brazil, Cuba, Ecuador, Nicaragua, Haiti, Venezuela, India. Paraguay. Folks are coming from many nation states, and they're being dropped off in Blythe, California, or in El Centro. And now, as of recent, we got notice that eventually, we don't know when, folks are going to get dropped off at the Indio station, the Indio Border Patrol station, in which obviously we will be there to support. Now, ultimately, this is not our responsibility. It's a federal issue. However, it's our moral obligation. And as a county, we will do everything we can possible to assist all these individuals. To date, we received 419 individuals. And the challenges that we're facing, quite frankly, is first of all, the communication. That's key. But secondly, we need support. We need assistance with securing hotels for individuals when we need to quarantine them. We need assistance with transportation. We need assistance for food services. And ultimately, the biggest concern that we have is assistance with testing and vaccinating people. And quite frankly, we need state government or federal government to step in as well when we need to quarantine individuals, that there's enforcement. We need an order by either the state government or the federal government to help in assisting us with that, because we don't want to run the risk of individuals AWOLing, if you will, when they need to be quarantined. And that's also a point that we're trying to make to these individuals, whether it's CBP or Cal OES or whoever it may be at the federal level. We need that quarantine order to help assist us.
I'm curious, Supervisor Perez, I know you've spoken with a lot of these people. Why now? Why this sudden mass influx of people trying to cross into our border now? Is it because there's a new administration?
I'm not sure why that's the case. I haven't had that opportunity to discuss that with individuals that are crossing. Mind you, the individuals that we're receiving are families. In San Diego, they're receiving unaccompanied minors. We have not received unaccompanied minors in the county of Riverside. But in the short conversations that I've had with these individuals, many times, it's honestly, it's a sad sight. It pains your heart because all you see with them is maybe a backpack or the clothes that they have on. Little kids coming with their parents with no shoelaces. And when I started talking, for example, the first round of individuals that came, and I started talking to them and communicating with them in Spanish, that first go around, it was folks from Cuba, and I want to say Honduras, and maybe a family from Venezuela. And I was just letting them know that I'm from the county of Riverside, and we're going to assist them with transportation. We're going to provide them shelter. We're going to feed them. We're going to give them clothing. We're going to logistically help them when it comes to finding their sponsors and transporting them to their sponsors, they get teary-eyed. Right? And so I can sense that wherever they're from, obviously there's a crisis. And they're just trying to get to a better place and to achieve the American dream.
And what would you say, Supervisor Perez, to critics who are questioning why the county is doing this in the first place?
Well, it's our responsibility ultimately as a county to provide social services, any type of protection to anybody, no matter who it is, as a county. And if we didn't do so, then who would? Would you rather have these individuals homeless and not have any resources? I think we need to do what we can within our power to ensure that these folks end up where they need to get to with their sponsors. Many times it's family members, so that they're safe and they have their day in court. So I get it. There's a lot of other concerns, and this is maybe a dilemma for some, but in our case, we're stepping up because, quite frankly, federal government, state government has not as much as we'd like them to.
All right, Supervisor Perez, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Peter, thank you for the interview.